Hello everybody, this is Dr. Striker Boy showing you another life lesson video. This one is called peer pressure, the one I mentioned in my life lesson number 2 video, be a true friend. I did mention that towards the end of the video that I was going to make a new video called peer pressure. This one I'm going to show you the definition of peer pressure, an example of peer pressure, the 10 causes of negative peer pressure, and 5 causes of positive peer pressure. Yeah, positive. Yeah, believe it or not. So before I get into that, I just want to, I wanted to do this because I know I may be a young adult, but I was an adolescent once, and I know what peer pressure is. I have been through it, and I still go through it till this day, depending on the people you hang out with, depending on the surroundings that you're in, and peer pressure is everywhere. You cannot avoid it. A boss can peer pressure you to do something you don't want to do, but you have to, or else you lose a job. And it's like, that's my only job. I can't lose this job. So you have to do what what your boss tells you to do, unless you have what it takes to back down and say no. But you might lose your job. So I wouldn't really recommend it. But I want to make this video, so I provided a different type of approach. And I really do hope it's gonna help all of you guys, any of you guys for that matter. In fact, my goal is to help one person. If I can help one person, I could probably help many more. So let's get into the definition of what is peer pressure. Peer pressure, from Google definition, influence from members of one's peer groups. I'm pretty sure that's very self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure you guys can understand what that means. An example would be a friend, which is highlighted in yellow, of yours wants you to drink alcohol with him. That is an example of what the definition is trying to tell you. It's very self-explanatory, I'm pretty sure. But here's the pictures I want to show you guys. This could be one of it. College party. A lot of young adults, adolescents for that matter as well, would love to drink just because they want to fit in, or because they're curious to drink, and people would like drink, chug, like that, or play some beer pong. It happens, and it's practically ignored. But what happens when you drink too much? You become like this poor person who is in the grass looking dead with so many cans because that person couldn't control the alcohol amount she consumed. And that is something very dangerous. Very dangerous for someone to drink too much alcohol. The more you drink, you get addicted. And trust me, you don't want that much alcohol in your bloodstream, because believe it or not, you have an organ, a very important organ, which is called the liver. The liver, once it reaches to the liver is the one that eliminates everything that's in your bloodstream and just secretes it. And when you put alcohol, you're technically destroying your liver because it's toxic. So many toxins in it. And the more you do it, you could definitely have a liver damage. And who knows, you, God forbid, could get a liver transplant, or you can die. And the common symptoms for liver damage is feeling weak, always tired, loss of blood, like a lot of blood, and you're really pale, like your skin is really, really white, unable to walk, unable to talk, unable to move. Trust me, that's what liver can do to you if you damage it. And I'm not saying you should stop drinking alcohol, but I am saying don't drink too much alcohol. Drink responsibly, sorry. Drink to a point where you could. Don't drink just to get buzzed out, just because your friends are telling you to drink, and you're drinking like 6 cans. Know your limits. Know your limits. Everybody has a limit. You know yourself. You know your body. You know what you're capable of. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let no one pressure you to do something you don't want to do. Stand up for what it is. Stand up and fight. Not physically fight. Verbally, technically. In a good manner. Alcohol is very dangerous. I know I'm probably mentioning alcohol like it's a bad thing, but that's like the most common peer pressure that adolescents go through, especially young adults. I'm in college, but there's no such thing as college parties over there. College is technically to help you get to a university to pursue your bachelor's. I'm already doing my bachelor's, but I'm technically a university student. I'm just not at the main campus. I'm technically doing it online just because I don't want to drive that far. It's almost like a 2-hour drive, like an hour and a half drive, and I'm not gonna do that. And especially it's a lonely drive. Maybe if I had company, maybe I'd be motivated to go there. But I don't really have anybody to accompany with me, so I'd rather just do it online. But I do know a friend that is currently at the housing in the university dorms, and he's drank a lot to a point where he finally got buzzed, and that was his first time, just because he was curious to drink. So be careful and don't let that change you. So I came up with 10 causes of peer pressure and what it can do to you. Let's get started with that. I know it seems a lot, but don't be afraid. Number 1, hanging out with the wrong groups, or hanging with the wrong group of friends. Obviously, that's very self-explanatory. I don't think I could elaborate any more than that. It's pretty much straightforward. Be careful who you hang out with. You know who the people are, and you know who you can trust. If it's someone you can't trust and you're just trying to fit in, then yeah, you're hanging out with the wrong group. Number 2, a certain type of behavior. When you're having like an attitude, you're talking nonsense, like this was never you. Like, let's say for me, I don't curse, but let's say somehow I started to curse and giving people attitude out of nowhere, just because I'm trying to fit in, because I want to impress my friends. Be careful. It happens a lot in school. Number 3, alcohol and drugs. Let's say I'm 22, turning 23 in 2 months, 1 month, and I offer some of my friends who are underage to drink alcohol. I could definitely peer pressure them to drink alcohol. I'd be like, hey, I'll buy you a drink, just give me some money and I'll buy you some alcohol. And then we're like, oh, cool, let me drink until I die or buzzed out. Be careful. Number 4, underage smoking. Oh man, smoking can be anything. It could be marijuana. Well, smoking I mean by cigarette. You have to be 18, but if you're like 17, you're smoking already. Well, yeah, for whatever reason why you're smoking, well, not a smart move. Number 5, stealings. A friend of yours wants you to steal so you could fit into the group. You rob a bank. You rob a store, a jewelry store, just because your friend tells you to. Number 6, sex. Everyone loves sex. A girl or a guy can pressure you to have sex. You could tell if they caress you too much, or they talk dirty to you, or they take out your pants. Especially for a guy, it's really hard to avoid that. I can't really say much, but be careful. That could also be peer pressure. 7, fighting. A person punch you, you punch them back. 8, skipping school to hang out with your friends. A lot of high school people love to do that. They love to say, hey, 3 o'clock we're gonna skip. 1 o'clock we're gonna skip school. You're in? Yeah. Number 9, wearing different clothes. You're wearing a casual clothes, but then your friend tells you to change your clothes. Really? And 10, bullying. When you're bullying somebody, whatever reason why you're bullying, maybe you have family problems and you want to take it out on somebody else. That's not cool, man. Don't take it out on anybody else. Bullying is not cool. That's a serious crime. So those are the 10 causes of negative peer pressure. I'll get into the positive peer pressure. I only list 5 of them. It's too much. I decided to do 10 so you guys can have a visual. There's more, obviously. I could talk for hours, but obviously you guys probably get bored and just, unclick my video or exit out. So I just want to make it short and simple, very self-explanatory. These are the most common types of negative peer pressure. Believe it or not, very common. Like I said with the sex, a female can definitely caress you in a sexual way for males, because guys, we're all males, we have our weak points. You touch us in a certain way, oh man, that's gonna be hard to avoid that. I mean, you gotta be really, like, let's say you do avoid it, and a couple of friends like, what, you didn't bang this girl, you're gay, dude. No, it's because you're smart. You're smart to respect the girl, because trust me, this happens a lot, and I have dealt with many friends that have dealt with this, that you have sex with the person that you probably don't even love, or maybe you possibly do, but then who knows, it could be like a one night stand, or you could be drunk, or let's say so many things, like the girl would blame you for losing her virginity. Well, technically it's her fault for opening her legs, or maybe you pressure her to have sex. It could be vice versa. Sex is very crucial. You gotta have protection, and make sure you have consent. If the girl tells you to have sex, then have sex, but don't pressure her. Don't pressure anyone to have sex. How's that love? How's that? This world have a lot of lust. Sex means lust nowadays. There's no such thing as love. Love doesn't exist in this world, in my opinion. Alright, let's get to the positive sides. You could definitely feel pressure to go to college. In a good way, obviously. I'm going to college because I want to have a future. I want to be able to support my family. I want to be able to support myself. Maybe my parents, my brother, my closest friends. I want to be there. I want to have something that I want to do, something that I love. And I'm trying to pursue a bachelor's in criminal justice, FBI agent. Hopefully I can make it to a special agent. I don't think I ever want to be a director. That's way too much. That's too much responsibility, and I'll barely see my family. At least a special agent I could deal with. Trust me. Those who don't want to pursue their dream, you just want to quit after high school to work at a cheap job. No offense to those who do work that, but do you really see yourself like that? Do you really want to have a family after where you're working? Because you're going to be working overtime just so you could be able to support your wife, girlfriend, and your child. And if you leave your girlfriend or wife, you have to pay child support until the kid is 18 years old, or you go to prison. Yeah. Make sure you have a reliable job. And what happens if you get laid off? You're going to the slammer. Number 2, respecting others. People want to respect others so they could be respected as well. Respect is earned. You got to earn respect. 3, always on time. It could be on time to go to work. It could be on time for curfew. It could be on time to school. Me personally, I've been in school for 4 years. Almost 3 years. Well, technically it's 3 years in August this year. And that I always been on time. I've never been late. I don't try to be late. I'm a responsible person. If I have a job, I'll always be on time. I'm currently unemployed, but I'm trying to be employed in Florida. But man, Florida is very hard to get jobs, man. I apply almost everywhere and they still don't want to hire me. And I have a freaking associates. I thought that would at least help me, but maybe they think I could do better. I mean, showing a degree shows how responsible you are and that you're not going to stay there for the rest of your life. Number 4, following rules, guidelines. Always follow the rules. Respect others. Follow them. Don't try to act all tough. Follow the law. If you know you can't drink and drive, don't drink and drive. If you're underage, don't drink. Number 5, getting homework done. Everyone loves to do homework at the last minute, or some people don't do homework. Maybe some people don't do homework. Me personally, I like doing that at the last minute, and it gives me a lot of pressure, but I have learned to do it on time, so I don't feel pressure, so I could be able to do it on time, and I could have more time to myself, to make YouTube videos, hang out with friends, jog, exercise, eat healthy, hang out with the family, things like that. Those were the 5 causes of positive peer pressure. I don't know if any of you guys knew there were such things, but yeah, there are such things. I didn't want to only talk about negative. I also wanted to show you guys what positive peer pressure is, so you guys can have an idea. So if you guys are pursuing a dream, congratulations. I applaud you for that. If you're always on time, you respect the rules, you're like a person like me who actually don't do any of this stuff, then that's good. If you know, don't disrespect. Be the better person. So to conclude this video, to conclude this message of peer pressure, be careful who you hang out with. If you're an adolescent or a young adult and a person tells you to do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, walk away. If they make fun of you or they, don't let that affect your mindset. Don't make that a thing. Don't turn around, just keep walking. Because one day, life is going to bring you guys together. But this time, you're going to be, let's say you're being a successful person, and maybe that person might end up in jail for life. Or let's say you become successful and the person doesn't, just because he decides to hang out with the wrong people. Or it could be even worse. It could be fatality, a death. That person continues doing what he's doing, most likely he can end up being dead. That has happened a lot. Trust me. And one thing I forgot to mention about peer pressure, the negative side, is drag racing and drag racing or street racing. That's also peer pressure. Yeah. You might, if someone makes you to do something, if you do it just for fun, then no, of course not. But if someone tells you like, hey, you want to race? They're revving their engine, like you're at the stoplight, and then they're revving their engine, and you're just looking at them, there's nobody on the road. Please, don't do it. Who knows? They're just setting you up so you can get a caught by a cop, or just because they want to show off their car. Be careful. Peer pressure is a serious thing if you don't know how to control it. Learn how to control the peer pressure. So I thank you guys for watching this video. I really do hope I helped one person. Subscribe, like, and share for more videos of life lessons. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.